So this is what happens when you leave Europe and, well, you're cycling home, completely soaked. And, well, it's quite rainy outside. But I'll catch you guys soon. And yeah, see you soon. Hi all, welcome back to my channel, and for those that are new, welcome. My name is Nicole, and in today's episode we will be talking about the main differences between the Netherlands and the UK. And to begin with, as a bit of a backstory, so I have dual citizenship I am British and Zimbabwean. So this is because my father's British. Maybe this would be a bit biased, like the video, but hopefully not. And so basically, the first point that I've noticed ever since, moving to the Netherlands is that the people here are quite direct, and like that's just part of the culture. So they will tell you what they think in a very open and direct manner, and this can come across as rude if you're not used to it, but like they're just being honest and they don't beat around the bush or tell you things indirectly, which is, like I mentioned, quite shocking when you like first arrive, because you think it's rude, but it's actually, just the way they are. They're just like quite open and honest in that regard. And the second thing would be the tea. So tea and thee. Obviously thee is a Dutch version, but they do have a variety of tea here. And one thing I noticed that was quite different was they do not add milk to their black tea. And I personally love adding milk to my tea, and I'm pretty sure, actually most Zimbabweans as well, like it's quite normal to add milk into your black tea. And so, but actually let me know, because maybe some people didn't add it into their tea, but because my dad is British, basically in our family we've always added milk into our tea. And they do that too in the UK. And as with here, they don't. So if you love your tea, that's one thing to consider. And the third thing would be, I find that there are way more canals here than in the UK. I think the only place that has canals in the UK is Birmingham. And I might be wrong, there are probably more places. Let me know in the comments if there are more places that have canals. But anyways, I really love the canals here because like it's something different and nice to see. It's pretty cool, especially in the summertime. Like the canals look lit. And another thing that is different would be transportation, so how you get about. And basically everyone here cycles, so we use the fiets. That's what it's called in Dutch. So most people here cycle. I mean, I cycle too. And in the UK, I would say majority of the people take the bus, or they usually walk. And with here, it's usually like everyone cycling. And I'm not too sure which one I prefer. It really depends on the weather, because it sucks when you're cycling and like it's raining. I would rather be in a bus, but then again, it keeps you fit and healthy. So I'll probably go for cycling, to be honest, because it's keeping you healthy. Yeah, like in the open. So it's also just like, I don't know, nice, especially in the summer when you're cycling and like it's nice and warm, and you're like in the open. It's not like you're like in a bus like cramped up. And that probably also helps with like stress as well, because you're literally exercising everywhere you go. So bicycles is one thing. Another thing would be trains. I find trains here really expensive. Like I think uh, a train with a return ticket is like 50 euros, which is quite ridiculous, but trains here are more expensive. And onto the nightlife. So basically, with the nightlife, I think each place has its pros and cons. The main difference would be that the Netherlands has less pubs, whereas with the UK, like pubs are the norm. So the Netherlands doesn't have as many pubs as the UK, but they are clubs as well. And I would say one benefit is that clubs here actually close at like 7, 6 in the morning. But where I lived in the UK, maybe it was also the town I lived in Swansea, clubs would close at like 3. And actually I went out in London for New Year's Eve and the places were closing around 4, which was a bit strange given that it was New Year's. But I mean, obviously this is like subjective. It just really depends on where you are, I would say. But in general, I would say that clubs here close way later than there. And so that's, I guess, one benefit of the clubbing in NL. Oh yes, and also with regards to the pubs, I would say people in the UK get way more drunk than people here. Like people there drink a lot more than they do here, because I remember like basically the aim of a night out was to like get completely wasted. And well, if you look at it, that's actually, you know, it can be bad, but each to their own, right? And so yeah, people here get drunk, but it definitely doesn't compare to the drinking culture there. And another thing is work-life balance. So in the Netherlands, there's more of like a work-life balance, and meaning that people here usually work around 32 to like 38 hours, and whereas in the UK it's 40 plus hours, like that's the norm. But whereas here it's the norm to, well, work slightly less hours. And basically onto appearance, so just how, well, you know, people carry themselves and all of that stuff. So I would say that in the Netherlands people dress kind of the same. Like I mean, yeah, you have one or two that like stand out, but in the Netherlands it seems like, well, most people here dress quite uniform, whereas in the UK it was more diverse. Like people really like expressed themselves through their clothing, whereas with here, yes, people do express themselves, but I think it's more of like a standard way of dressing. Like people here dress more chill, whereas in the UK it's like more different types of dressing. But also for example, like with going out in the UK, like girls would usually like really dress up and like put their makeup on and like wear heels and all of that stuff. And whereas with here, like people just wear sneakers and yeah, like it's more chill, like dress wise. But I mean, obviously individuals decide what they want to wear for themselves. So I mean, it's a free country, so you could dress in heels and stuff. It's just more of the norm to like dress more chill here, and then in the UK it's like all like glammed up. And education. So education, I would say with university, the Netherlands is more difficult. Like it's harder to like pass at uni here because you need 55%, and in the UK you only need 40% to pass. And so it's actually also more expensive in the UK than it is in the Netherlands. But if this depends on, well, like your citizenship. If you're a European, like part of the European states, then you would be paying around 2,000 euros, and whereas in the UK you would be paying £9,000. So education here is like more affordable, and to be honest, for what you get, I think it's more worth it. Because in the UK, honestly, I mean, if you need 40% to pass and you're like paying that amount, it's like you're basically, well, like buying your degree. But anyways, that's again up to everyone's opinion. But let me just put it this way. If you're at uni here, you literally like have to study hard AF to pass. But yeah. And rent. So I would say that in the UK, rent is cheaper. And this is also with how much like space you can actually get from that amount. So like for example, what I'm paying now for my studio apartment, I could probably get like a 2-bedroom apartment in the UK. But with here, because well, the Netherlands is quite small and it's also very populated, so you pay more for like less space basically. So rent is cheaper in the UK. And as for like groceries, I'd say it's basically the same. It's basically the same amount for like food, etc. And the weather as well. Like coming from Zimbabwe, I would say the weather is basically the same again. Like you have winter, you have summer, autumn, spring, kuyafana. But obviously if you're from like Europe, maybe you would notice more differences in the weather, but as a Zimbabwean, to me the UK and the Netherlands, like the weather's the same. Yeah. And so guys, basically that wraps it up, and that's mainly what I wanted to talk about and mention. And so yeah, if you have the chance to, I would definitely say like visit both places. Unfortunately, well, because of Brexit, even if you have like a UK passport, like, well, you probably would have to get a visa or something to visit the Netherlands. But yeah, those are the main differences, guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope I didn't offend anyone in the video. This is just, again, like I said, my opinion, so each person can decide for themselves. And let me know what you thought, and if you have any other differences or anything else you would like to add, please do add your comments. And yeah, guys, this brings us to the end of the video, and so don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you all later. Bye bye. Have a good day, everyone.